started on Unit 8, and you started talking about participial phrases. And my 9 o'clock class asked for me to give the lesson again, or more information, because they said it was very confusing. And I think I told you on Friday that I do feel like your book does not do a very good job with this particular topic. So today we were going to do exercises 1 and 2 in the book and talk more about participles. But instead of doing that, we're going to talk about participles more. And I have my own lesson and some exercises for you that will hopefully make participial phrases a little more clear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, perfect. So this half of the room will work on one situation where we use participial phrases. And this half of the room will work on a different situation. And then, like we did last week, you're going to teach your fellow classmates what you know about participial phrases. So, in general, we can say that there's 2 different types of situations when we commonly use participial phrase. Participial comes from participle, past participle, present participle. So we call them participial phrases. The first situation where we find them used commonly is for identifying information and for more information. So in other words, identifying or more information about a noun. So for example, Christina. I could say, the student sitting in the back of the class is wearing or is having problems with this lesson. My apologies, Christina. That would be giving me identifying information. Which student? The student sitting in the back of the class. Back to the classroom. We also see them used to give more information about a noun. So again, to use Chris as an example. So there, we don't have to identify the noun. We already know who Chris is. But we're giving more information. In case anyone doesn't know her name, Chris, wearing a black or a brown sweatshirt, is struggling with the lesson. So that's the first situation we see participial phrases. The second situation is when we have 2 actions. We're talking about 2 actions within the same sentence. Those 2 actions can occur at the same time. So, for example, the student who was whispering, the student ignoring the teacher was whispering to her friend. So she's whispering to her friend, and at the same time she's ignoring her teacher. We can also have 2 actions where one interrupts the other action. So walking down the street, Mary tripped on her shoe. So I'm walking, I trip, and then I start walking again. So the one action occurs for a short time while the other action is going on. So we call that one an interrupted action. And the third situation we can have with two actions where we use a participial phrase is when we have one action that is completed and another action begins. Okay, so having defeated Chile, Ecuador is going to the World Cup. So they already defeated Chile. We're talking about that part, but it's over. It happened. It's done. Now, Ecuador is going to the World Cup. So we're talking about it in the same sentence. Okay. So this half of the classroom is going to look at what we do, how we form the participial phrase. Do we form it with a past participial? So in ED or in irregular? Or are we using the present? So it's the first thing we're going to look at on participles, and then we'll look at a couple other things as we go along. Let's get the basics down first. Okay, so you'll need to share this document with the rest of your group, and then I have some exercises. So again, share this with the rest of your group. The information on here, you happen to have a few of those. And then I have exercises for you. So the group on this part of the classroom will do only exercise 1. Only the sentences under exercise 1. In this half of the classroom, you will do only the sentences under exercise 2, given the information that you're going to share with your whole group about how we form the participle. Okay? Questions? Questions so far? And I'll be floating around the room, helping you understand if you don't understand. So did everyone get one of the exercise sheets? One more. Okay.